Everyone assumes that when a man is in love, it becomes obvious. They think he grows clearer, more open, more confident, more expressive. But the truth is, the men who feel love the deepest often don't look like that at all. Instead, they appear confusing. They become quiet. They pull back for a moment, and suddenly you start wondering if you did something wrong, if you missed a signal, if he's starting to lose interest. But what if that shift you're feeling isn't distance at all? What if the way he seems unsure around you, the way he pauses before speaking, the way he watches you just a second longer than necessary, isn't avoidance, but the earliest and most fragile signs that he's falling in love? Because when a man truly falls, it doesn't explode loudly. It doesn't announce itself. It appears in the softest places he tries hardest to hide. You think he's ignoring you. He thinks he's hiding how deeply he cares. And inside that small misunderstanding, everything begins to change. You start doubting yourself. He starts retreating into his own thoughts. Two people feeling the same connection, but neither seeing the truth sitting right in front of them. And this is where things start to tangle. If you misread these quiet moments, you might pull away at the exact moment he's trying to figure out how to step closer. You might believe he's drifting when his feelings are actually growing faster than he can control. But once you learn how to read these signs for what they truly are, everything shifts. You stop guessing. You stop shrinking yourself. You finally begin to see him clearly. Today, I'm going to show you 12 hidden signs he isn't ignoring you at all. He's in love. Not the cliches, not the obvious gestures, but the quiet shifts, the instinctive reactions, the moments where his heart speaks before he can cover it up. Because here's what no one tells you. Misreading these subtle signals can change the entire direction of a connection. If you assume his silence means he doesn't care, you might start protecting yourself. You might match his distance. You might pull back just enough that he feels it, and suddenly he believes you're the one losing interest. One small misunderstanding slowly turns into an unraveling, and what could have grown into something real starts fading before either of you understands why. But the truth is, these signs aren't about disinterest. They're signs of someone who feels more than he knows how to admit. And when you recognize what his behavior truly means, everything becomes clearer. You stop taking his hesitation personally. You stop assuming the worst. You stop creating stories built from fear instead of truth. Because the moments that feel the most confusing are often the moments when his emotions are the strongest. Those small pauses, those subtle shifts, those quiet inconsistencies aren't him losing interest. They're him trying to manage feelings he never expected to feel this intensely. And once you understand that, you stop questioning yourself. You finally see the truth behind the behaviors you replay in your mind. One of the first hidden signs he's in love isn't warmth or closeness at all. It's a sudden change in his energy that feels like distance, and it confuses you because you expect a man who's falling for you to lean in, to become clearer, to show more interest. But the men who feel it the strongest often do the opposite. They pull back not because they're ignoring you, but because the feelings hit harder than they expected. Love disrupts his balance. It shakes the calm he usually lives in. Suddenly, he cares about every word he says, every move he makes, every small moment where he could mess this up. That pressure causes him to step back slightly, not away from you, but away from the intensity inside himself. You notice it in the way he grows quieter for a while, more thoughtful, more careful than he ever was before. He isn't shutting you out. He's trying to steady himself. But here's what reveals the truth. That distance never lasts. He always finds his way back with a message, a question, or a small excuse to reconnect. Something simple that pulls him back into your space. He can't stay away because his heart is already moving toward you, even if his thoughts haven't caught up yet. That push and pull isn't mixed signals. It's a man trying to manage emotions he wasn't prepared to feel so deeply. You'll also see it in his eyes long before you hear it in his words. A man can control his tone. He can control his texts. He can control the version of himself he thinks he's showing you. But his eyes reveal everything before he's ready. When a man is falling in love, he doesn't stare dramatically because that would feel too obvious and too exposed. Instead, it shows up in quick, instinctive glances he can't stop. He looks at you the moment you smile, like he's trying to remember it forever. He steals a glance when he thinks you're not watching, then looks away quickly when you catch him. And around other people, especially when someone else has your attention, his eyes sharpen in a way he doesn't even notice. It isn't possession, it isn't jealousy, it's emotion slipping out through instinct before logic can close the door again. Because when a man is falling, his eyes don't just see you. They study you, follow you, react to you. Even when he tries to stay calm, that quiet pull appears every time. He isn't ignoring you, he's noticing you constantly, trying not to reveal how much. Another sign appears in something he doesn't even realize he's doing. He remembers details, not the obvious things anyone would recall, but the small passing details you barely remember sharing. When a man is in love, his mind holds pieces of you without permission. A comment you made weeks ago, a place you mentioned liking once, a story that felt unimportant to you, a preference you barely emphasized. And then one day, he brings it up casually, as if it means nothing. But it means everything, because men don't store that level of detail for people they feel neutral about. They don't keep your words tucked away, unless those words truly matter to them. His memory becomes sharper around you in a very specific way. Almost like his mind is quietly tagging small moments and saving them because some part of him is already trying to understand you, connect with you, or show up for you in ways he can't yet explain. And it's never only about the detail itself, it's also about the timing. He brings these things up right when the connection feels closer, or when he senses you pulling back and unconsciously tries to draw you closer again, or when he wants to create a moment of intimacy without making it obvious that he's doing so. His heart is trying to reveal itself without fully exposing itself. He isn't showing off. He isn't calculating. He isn't trying to impress you. He's letting affection slip through the cracks. Because when a man is falling, his attention becomes selective, his mind becomes focused, and the things you assumed he forgot become the exact things he repeats back to you at the moment. He wants you to feel seen. He's not ignoring you, he's storing you. You'll also see the truth in how his body reacts around you before he even realizes it's happening. A man can steady his voice. He can choose his words carefully. He can rehearse the version of himself he wants you to see, but his body, his posture, his focus, his energy, those things don't lie. When a man is falling in love, his body starts giving him away in subtle, involuntary ways. You'll notice he stands a little closer without thinking about it. He angles his body toward you, even when he pretends to focus on something else. His shoulders straighten, his chest lifts. His attention sharpens the moment you enter the room. Almost like his instincts wake up before his logic does. His body becomes alert in your presence, not because he's uncomfortable, but because some part of him is trying to move closer to you without crossing a line he's afraid to cross too soon. Then there's the nervous energy he tries to manage but can't fully control. A man who is usually composed may suddenly fidget with his hands, adjust his clothes, run a hand through his hair, or shift his weight like he's trying to ground himself. His voice might soften or tighten. He may speak more slowly, laugh a bit awkwardly, or stumble over words he would normally say with ease. He isn't anxious around you. He's anxious because he cares. It's the tension between wanting to impress you and wanting to hide how deeply you affect him. You'll see it in the way his expression changes when you talk to someone else, or how quickly he reacts when you laugh, or how closely he listens even when he pretends not to. His body reveals an emotional investment he isn't ready to say out loud. He's not ignoring you. He's trying to control what his body already revealed. Another sign shows up in the smallest acts of effort, not big gestures, not dramatic confessions, but quiet, consistent things he does without drawing attention to himself. When a man is falling in love, his effort doesn't appear as fireworks. It appears as timing. It appears as presence. It appears in the way he steps into your world just a little more than necessary. You'll notice it in how he checks in at the right moment. A short message that feels casual, yet arrives exactly when you need it. A thoughtful question about something you mentioned earlier, something you didn't expect him to remember. A small favor he offers because he was nearby or because it didn't seem like a big deal, even though he didn't have to do it at all. He isn't trying to impress you. He's trying to stay connected without making you feel pressured. And the most revealing part is how he treats it like it's nothing, like he just happened to be there at the right time. But people don't do that naturally unless their heart is paying attention. He isn't checking in by chance. He's checking in because your emotions matter to him, because your comfort matters, because your happiness feels important in a way he can't fully explain yet. And his effort stays subtle, stays gentle, stays just below the line of what he thinks would reveal too much. Men don't give this kind of quiet, steady energy to someone they feel neutral about. They don't invest like this unless the connection already means something. The small things are his truth, leaking out in ways he hopes you won't examine too closely. He's not ignoring you. He's investing in you in the safest way he knows how, through small actions that slip out before he can name what he's feeling. You'll notice something else as well. Moments where his words suddenly become fewer. Not because he has nothing to say, but because he has too much he's trying not to say. When a man is falling in love, there are moments where emotion moves faster than his control, and silence becomes the only way he knows how to steady himself. You'll hear it when another man's name comes up, when someone else gives you attention, when the conversation becomes vulnerable faster than he expected. His tone softens, his replies shorten, his pace slows just enough for you to feel the shift. Not because he's upset, not because he's pulling away, but because he's trying to keep his feelings from spilling out too soon. This isn't the silence of distance. It's the silence of someone wrestling with emotions he wasn't ready to reveal. You'll notice the brief pause before he answers, like he's editing himself in real time. The small flicker in his expression, like he surprised himself with how strongly he reacted. The way his energy dips for a moment before he steadies himself and returns to the conversation, smiling as if nothing happened. And you're left wondering why that tiny shift felt so heavy. It's because it was. Those quiet drops in energy are moments where the truth almost comes out. The moments where he's holding himself back from revealing more than he thinks he should. A man who feels nothing stays steady. A man who is falling has moments where the depth of his emotions catches him off guard. He's not ignoring you. He's protecting himself just long enough to understand the emotions rising inside him faster than his composure can manage. There's another sign that escapes before he can stop it. A quiet, almost invisible competitiveness that only appears around you. He doesn't make it obvious. He doesn't try to dominate the room or draw attention to himself. But the moment another man makes you laugh, compliments you, or steps slightly into your space, something in him reacts. Not dramatically, not aggressively, just enough to notice. If someone else adds something to the conversation, he'll casually add something a little deeper, something more personal, as if he wants to show that he understands you in a way the other person doesn't. If another man captures your attention, he'll find a subtle way to step into the moment, not to outshine anyone, but to quietly remain present. And if someone compliments you, he'll respond with something softer, something more meaningful, something that feels like it came from someone who truly sees you. This isn't ego speaking. It isn't insecurity taking control. It's emotion, real emotion surfacing in the only way he feels safe expressing it. Falling in love makes a man sensitive to the smallest changes in your attention. He becomes aware of who makes you smile, who you talk to, who seems to light you up, not because he wants to compete, but because he wants to matter. He wants to be the one who affects you the way others do. And here's what gives him away. He doesn't behave like this around anyone else. He doesn't feel this quiet need to stay present, engaged, or relevant unless his heart is deeply and silently invested. That soft competitiveness only appears when feelings are involved. It's the instinctive pull of someone who wants to be important in your world, but isn't sure yet if he's allowed to take that place. He's not ignoring you. He's caught in the internal tug of war between wanting to stand out and wanting to stay subtle enough not to scare you away. There's also a certain kind of irritation he can't fully hide, not real anger, not frustration directed at you, but brief flashes of emotion that slip out before he can smooth his expression again. When a man is falling in love, he doesn't explode, he doesn't accuse, he doesn't confront, but he does react in small, fleeting ways he wishes you wouldn't notice. You'll see it in micro-expressions, a slight lift of an eyebrow, a gentle tightening of his jaw, an extra second of silence before he answers a simple question. You'll hear it in the way he asks, "Who was that?" with a tone just slightly sharper than usual, as if he's trying to sound casual while something inside him got stirred. And almost immediately after, he tries to recover. He changes the subject, lowers his voice, acts like the moment never happened because the last thing he wants is to reveal jealousy he isn't ready to explain. Sometimes it hides behind humor, a small joke with too much truth underneath, a playful comment that doesn't fully erase the tension, a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes as he brushes it off. These aren't signs of control or possession. They're signs of vulnerability he didn't prepare for. The timing always gives him away. It happens when someone compliments you, when you mention another man, when you seem excited about something he isn't part of, or when he suddenly realizes someone else might have access to you in a way he wishes he did. He isn't angry. He's afraid of caring too much too fast, afraid of revealing more emotion than he believes he should, afraid of losing something he hasn't fully claimed yet. A man who feels nothing stays indifferent. A man who is falling feels these moments deeply, even when he tries to hide them. And even if he masks it quickly, you felt it, because his heart reacted before he could regain control. There's another shift you'll sense in him. His playfulness changes. It becomes softer, warmer, and more connected than the casual humor he shares with others. When a man is falling in love, humor becomes the safest doorway into emotional closeness. It's the bridge he uses when he wants to pull you closer without revealing the full weight of what he feels. You'll notice he teases you a little more than before, but the teasing isn't sharp. It's gentle, it's personal. It lands in a way that makes you feel seen, not embarrassed. He may mimic something you said in a light-hearted way, exaggerate a moment to make you laugh, create an inside joke that belongs only to the two of you. That's the key. You become a shared space through humor, a small private world he builds without thinking, and this playfulness never appears randomly. It always shows up right after something inside him feels unsettled, when someone else had your attention, when he sensed a bit of distance between you, when he felt insecure without knowing why. Humor becomes the thread he throws toward you, hoping you'll grab it and pull him closer again. It's his way of reconnecting without admitting that he needed reassurance. Watch his face in those moments, the way his eyes soften, the way tension leaves his shoulders the instant you laugh, the way he watches your reaction like your smile gives him relief. Men don't create inside jokes with someone they feel neutral about. They don't use humor as a lifeline unless your presence means something real, something steady, something he's trying not to reveal too soon. This kind of teasing isn't surface-level flirting, it's emotional attachment wearing a softer disguise. Because when a man is falling but still afraid of making mistakes, he reaches for what feels safe, making you smile. Your laughter calms the quiet storms inside him. And every playful moment is another way his heart reaches out before he finds the courage to say the words. You'll also begin to notice a quiet sense of protectiveness emerging, not the loud, dramatic kind you see in movies, and not the possessive kind that crosses boundaries. This care is gentler, more instinctive, and harder for him to explain even to himself. When a man is falling in love, he doesn't try to control your life or take over your space. He simply starts looking out for you in ways he doesn't with anyone else. It appears in the smallest, almost forgettable moments. He checks if you got home safely. He notices when you're tired, even when you never said a word. He steps a little closer when the environment feels uneasy. He offers help before you ask, not because he doubts your strength, but because the idea of you being unsupported doesn't sit right with him. It's subtle, but it's steady. And he never makes a big deal out of it. If you point it out, he shrugs it off. He'll say, "It's nothing," or "I just wanted to make sure you were okay," as if that instinctive concern hasn't already revealed everything. But he doesn't show this care to everyone, this quiet watchfulness, this gentle awareness, this sensitivity to your comfort. He saves it for someone who has already settled into his heart. Notice how he positions himself when you're walking together, how he subtly creates space for you in a crowd, how his tone softens just slightly when he asks how you're feeling. These aren't planned gestures, they're emotional reflexes. When he cares, even your smallest discomfort echoes inside him, and he responds before he has time to think about what that response might reveal. He's not ignoring you. He's protecting you in the softest ways he knows how, letting his care show through actions he hopes you won't overthink, but secretly hopes you'll feel. There's another shift that happens when a man is quietly falling in love. He begins to open up in small, unguarded ways he didn't plan and doesn't fully understand. Not with dramatic confessions or long emotional speeches. It's quieter than that, more vulnerable than that, and more revealing precisely because it's unintentional. You'll hear it when he mentions something that bothered him during the day, even though he usually brushes things aside, or when he shares a childhood memory that seems random but carries emotional weight, or when he admits a fear, a doubt, or a hope softly, almost by accident, like the words escaped before he could pull them back. He offers pieces of his inner world without polishing them or rehearsing them. It's raw, simple, and sincere. Men don't do this lightly. They don't offer emotional access unless something inside them feels grounded, safe, drawn in. Vulnerability for a man isn't just sharing information. It's opening a door he usually keeps locked tight. And he opens it slowly, carefully, almost without realizing it. But you'll notice. You'll feel it. His tone changes. The rhythm of the conversation softens. He lets you pass the surface without fully meaning to. He doesn't do this with everyone. Most people see the composed version, the easy stories, the confident exterior. With you, the guard lowers. He tells you things he doesn't share with his friends. He brings up topics that reveal who he is beneath the image he shows the world. He gives you glimpses into the quieter parts of himself he usually protects. And every time he shares something personal, he watches you briefly, waiting to see how you receive it. He's not ignoring you, he's trusting you. And for a man who is falling in love, trust is the most intimate confession he can offer, long before he ever says the words. Then there's the sign he can't hide. No matter how hard he tries, he always comes back. No matter how calm he tries to seem, no matter how overwhelmed he feels, no matter how often he steps back briefly to manage emotions he doesn't yet understand, something inside him keeps pulling him toward you. It isn't logical. It isn't planned. It isn't calculated. It's instinct. You'll feel it in the pattern of his behavior. He grows quiet for a day, then suddenly checks in again. He pulls back for a moment, then finds a reason, any reason, to reconnect. A question, a comment, a shared memory, a simple message asking how your day was. He drifts just far enough for you to notice, but never far enough to disappear, because he can't. His heart won't allow it. This isn't mixed signals. This isn't confusion. This isn't avoidance. This is attachment. Deep emotional attachment forming inside him faster than he can make sense of it. He tries to keep his feelings under control, to stay balanced, to slow himself down. But the pull toward you is stronger than whatever fear is holding him back. So even when he steps away, he circles back into your world, as if there's a gravity between you he can't escape. He re-enters in small ways. A message that didn't need to be sent. A conversation he reopens without a clear reason. A moment he creates just to hear your voice again. The truth is simple. A man who feels nothing doesn't return. A man who is indifferent doesn't reach out. A man who is finished doesn't search for reasons to stay connected. But a man who is falling in love always finds his way back. Every time. He's not ignoring you. He's drawn to you quietly, instinctively, consistently, because something in him knows that whatever this connection is, it's real. When you place all of these signs together, the quiet distance, the attentive eyes, the remembered details, the subtle effort, the nervous energy, the gentle competitiveness, the small flashes of emotion, the personal playfulness, the soft protectiveness, the unplanned vulnerability, and the way he always returns, a clear picture begins to emerge. None of this is random. None of it is accidental. None of it comes from a man who feels nothing. These are the signals of someone whose heart is waking up slowly, quietly, and more deeply than he knows how to express. Love doesn't always arrive with confidence. It doesn't always make a man bolder. Sometimes it makes him more careful, more thoughtful, more aware of what he could lose if he missteps. It turns certainty into hesitation. It turns composure into softness. It turns routine behavior into patterns filled with meaning he hopes you won't examine too closely. And once you learn to read these signs for what they truly are, everything changes. You stop doubting yourself. You stop assuming he's pulling away. You stop mistaking vulnerability for avoidance and caution for disinterest. You finally see what was there all along. He's not ignoring you. He's falling in love. Every quiet moment, every instinctive reaction, every careful step is his way of navigating feelings he never expected to feel this deeply. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you don't miss future insights. And tell me in the comments which sign you've noticed and whether you recognized it for what it truly was. Because once you understand these subtle signals, you'll never mistake a man's quiet tenderness for anything less than real, growing love.